Chapter 16: The Jason Society. The subterranean air within the secure skiff felt heavier than usual, carrying a static charge that made the skin prickle. Around the long, obsidian conference table sat 12 figures, the absolute apex of the Jason Society. 7 were physically present, their faces cast in deep shadows by the recessed lighting. The other 5 flickered into existence via secure, military-grade fiber-optic holographic feeds, their translucent blue avatars rippling with every minor fluctuation in the power grid. The grid had been fluctuating a lot lately. A low subsonic rumble vibrated through the floorboards. Another tremor. A series of intense shallow earthquakes had been rattling Nevada for weeks, radiating outward from the Groom Lake facility. The containment area at Area 51 had fractured more than just the deep underground concrete. It had fractured the uneasy truce that had governed the shadows for decades. Overseer Antoine sat at the head of the table. For 40 years he had served as the chairperson of the MJ-12 steering committee within the Jason Society. He had navigated the Cold War, the digital revolution, and the silent, terrifying custody layer of the extraterrestrial presence. But as he looked at the classified dossiers glowing on the tablets before them, he knew they were in uncharted territory. "The geological instability is compounding," stated one of the holographic members, her voice digitized and clipped. "But it's the atmospheric anomalies that are forcing the administration's hand. The drone swarms." Antoine nodded grimly. The public was calling them drones. Massive, silent, geometric craft swarming the skies over military installations and nuclear silos. But the 12 men and women in the room understood the terrifying magnitude of what they truly were. They were not mechanical. They were not even alien. They were a biological response, Earth's own immune system, a planetary defense mechanism waking from a dormant slumber, reacting to the reptilian escalation like white blood cells swarming an infection. The planet was running a fever, and humanity was feeling the heat. "The Schumann resonance data from this morning," a physical member to Antoine's left said, sliding a digital chart to the center of the holographic projector. "The baseline 7.83 Hz electromagnetic frequency of the Earth was a chaotic, jagged mess of red spikes, completely blowing past the standard spectrum. It's affecting the population," the member continued. "We're seeing a global uptick in severe insomnia, auditory anomalies, specifically persistent tinnitus, ear ringing, and a generalized, pervasive psychological dread. The human nervous system is trying to process a planetary frequency it wasn't designed to handle. Which is exactly why the White House is cracked," Antoine finally spoke, his voice a low, gravelly baritone that instantly silenced the room. "The Nevada incident and the drone uptick left them no choice. They've begun the soft bleed. Admitting UAPs are real, leaking declassified Navy footage, letting the media chew on the edges of the truth to prevent mass panic when the real dam breaks." Anton stood slowly, bracing his hands on the cold obsidian table. He looked at each member, flesh and hologram alike. "For 4 decades, I have overseen the MJ-12 integration with this society," Antoine began, his monologue filling the silent room. "We have managed the custody protocols. We have managed the technology transfers. We have placated our cold-blooded guests and managed their demands. But the fallout from Area 51 has shifted the paradigm. The reptilian overlords are no longer asking for cooperation. They are demanding absolute, localized terrestrial security. They are locking down their sectors. They are mobilizing assets we didn't even know they had embedded in the mantle." He paused, letting another faint tremor roll through the facility. "I have analyzed the troop movements, the resource extraction rates, and the frequency modifications within the reptilian halls. This isn't just a defensive posture following a localized breach. This is an escalation on a planetary scale. I have never seen them act with such urgency." Antoine leaned forward, his eyes reflecting the pale light of the tactical maps. "The reptilians are beginning war preparations. The Earth's immune system knows it, which is why the skies are swarming. The administration knows it, which is why they are bleeding the data. The question that should be keeping all of us awake tonight isn't if they are preparing for war. He looked up, his gaze piercing the room. It's a war. Against who? And for what?